when they speak about their baby daddies, they're not good. Like, they literally would be like, oh, he's a great father, just not a good boyfriend. That's not a good father. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't have been a good father. He should never been given a child. So all I'm saying is we as women just need to understand how big of a gift a
See,
child.
now I disagree with her. And that's just because she don't know no better. That's just because she don't know no better. So this is what you got to understand, Cameron. My relationship with my child has absolutely nothing to do with this woman in real time. Like, I don't have to have been a person that wanted to be with her to be a committed father. That makes no sense in that regard. So I get what you're trying to say, but at the end of the day, two things aren't mutual. Those aren't mutually connected. You don't have to be in a relationship with a woman to co-parent with her very well. That's not true what you just said. So you like how he treats her in a sense of a relationship may not be how he treats his kid. He might not be romantic. He might not want to go on dates. He might work too much or whatever the hell case. But that don't translate to the kid isn't affected by that at all. So, nope, disagree. And it'd be different stuff. Like, how do you know when they're talking about that, she might have cheated? Or just her attitude, period. He might not want to deal with her at all. So he don't gotta be no good boyfriend to be a good father. That's cap. So I don't agree, Cameron. But go off though. I like you.
How big of a gift a child is. And if you're going to give a man the gift of a child and go 50-50 on a whole human, that is something that we as women need to take more into consideration. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
You're absolutely right. The responsibility bears on both parties, though. It's not more so on this side and a little less on. No.
Both it actually is, though, because you getting pregnant. That's what she's trying to tell you. It literally is. This is what I be saying. Like, women pick and choose when they want to act like they're the ones. You can literally die. You hear me? You can literally die, Jazz, from having a baby. The man can't. 9 months of your life, 8 months, 7 months, however long time, you can literally pass away from having this child. It's dangerous for you, Jazz. And you're going to tell me it shouldn't lean more one way than the other when it comes to having the child? Okay, cool. All right. It should be more with the man? Or it should just be 50%, huh? It ain't. Not when it comes to having it. If we talking about raising it, totally different conversation. She's talking about getting pregnant. She's literally talking about getting pregnant right now. And you're going to come on and say, it shouldn't be a decision one way more or the other. You going to get canceled, Jazz. You don't let the pro-choice women hear that. How could it not be more decision for either way? Don't let pro-choice women hear your body, your choice. But now it shouldn't be more decision either way. She's literally talking about getting pregnant. You might be talking about, Jazz, I'm going to give you a little leeway. I'm going to play it. You might be talking about raising a kid. And then I'm with you on that. But she was talking about getting pregnant. So hell no.
When we first started this conversation, it was about Adam and Eve. The conversation went from a man's responsibility, a man blaming a woman, to a woman fucking up society. And there was still no conversation in why it's important to have a two-parent household, why it's important to have a father in your life, the benefits of having a father in your life, the statistics of two-parent households in black communities. It was none of that. It was just it was only let's attack the single mother that's there trying. And to me, the reason why that sucks, the reason why that sucks is because it's like you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. Am I saying that every single mother out here is perfect and trying their best and doing all that? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is they're at least putting 1 foot forward, opposed to these trash ass dads who's not doing anything. It's two people should be held accountable in this situation, absolutely. But the dads, we talking about, we're literally dragging the mothers for being who they are, and these dads genuinely are not. They're not even there.
All I heard was,
all right. So I don't even know what's going on, but I will say about what I just heard her say from the very beginning. She said they went from a conversation about Adam and Eve to a woman fucking up the planet. I think that in between there's a lot of ego from people who arrogantly state that they can do this shit by themselves. So we could talk about the men, but obviously y'all's conversation was about the women. So if you want to deflect to the men, we can go ahead and do that. But what I'm saying is how that particular conversation came about is all of the people saying, I can do this, I don't need no help, but we're watching and seeing the results of that shit. We hate it. The men, the women, the society, the culture, we don't like it. So there's that, you know what I'm saying? So that's part of it. But at the same time, for men, like I said before, one of the greatest examples to be a father to your child is the internet. If you see how people parent their kids by themselves, it should show you a lot of men why it is so important for you to be involved in this kid's life. Men, women, all of it. So there's that element too.
she knocking Mario coins out y'all ass. That's all I heard.
Get up!
Get up! Fight back.
I definitely see. I conversations, or you just like going back and forth with people, 2K?
Huh?
You like you can hear. Do you like having real conversations, or do you just like?
Absolutely. Cam just gave your ass a real conversation. You start talking about black women.
The way I genuinely just broke that down, my guy, there was like, what's the next part of the conversation? You trying to make jokes? I'm genuinely trying.
I ain't here to make no joke. Culinary Cam just got on y'all ass. Now y'all trying to move the goalposts.
No. I actually agree with both parties though, because we do have this narrative online blaming single moms. Granted, Cameron is kind of right,
and for some reason we keep coming back to it.
What?
No, we don't. No, the fuck we don't. We don't have a narrative online blaming single mom. Who is we? We got a narrative online blaming men for every goddamn fucking thing. Umar Johnson said that men have to be responsible for women's choices. We don't have a narrative online blaming women for shit. There's a narrative online that women aren't accountable for a fuck thing. So how could we have a narrative online blaming single moms? There is one, but it ain't strong because the moms themselves deflect it. So how the fuck, where's the narrative at? Who follows it? Nobody. I don't see it.
We keep coming back to it.
What? Why? Let me finish, Cameron. Say Cameron is right regarding a circumstance. Domestic abuse regarding kids happen the highest in the mother's care, right? But then again, moms have custody of kids higher than dads. But what about the dads that are leaving these moms? What about the dads that are no longer in the household? So I came from a 2-parent household, but I know it would.
First of all, this is what's about the dads. What's about the dads is that it's an element to this. First of all, you can see characteristics in people before you're in a certain situation with them. So people, you can know somebody if they'll be a good parent before you even really have sex with them. Like I just seen a video of James Harden. James Harden's air quote girlfriend. I didn't even know he had a fucking girlfriend. But James Harden's girlfriend catches the bouquet, and then James Harden has this weird look on his face like, fuck that. If in her mind she thinks James Harden's going to marry her, she's a goddamn fool. So there's a lot of that. We hear women talk about how y'all select men. We get it. We hear y'all talk about it. So these qualities aren't parental qualities. Dreads, a beard, none of that shit says dad. Oh, he's got to be 6 foot. None of that shit says dad. You know, so we hear and see the people to even look at the guys who have the kids. They're fuck boys that got some cheese or whatever. So this is why it's hard to blame some of the men, because we know who the men are and we knew they wasn't shit when they had the first kid, and you knew that the baby daddy was a shit, but you tried to blame the mom and say it would have been different with you. So you had his third kid, but he wasn't a parent to either one of the two, and now I want to say these men ain't shit. I know. Stop fucking them then.
I know I would have been totally different if my dad wasn't in the household or my mom wasn't in the household. So I don't think that Black women should be fully responsible for how the kids are. Granted, where is the dad? So I think some of
and look. Here's the thing about it. Here's where that comes out for Black women. When we see all of the problems within the Black community that single parent homes created, but yet we still have people with the arrogance to not claim that. So everybody always wants to be the exception to the rule when they hear some shit. Oh, my kids aren't this. My kids aren't that. Well, you know some kids that is that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the pushback for women comes, because there's never, literally never any amount of accountability for the problems created by single parent homes. Nobody addresses it, like ever.
Granted, where is the dad? So I think some of the
he's not shit.
responsibility has to be on the dad. Some part, it can't be.
Okay, so
here's the thing about it: it's responsibility on him, but at the end of the day, how responsible do we hold an absent person? Like, how responsible are we going to hold somebody who's not there, especially when the person there is saying they got this shit? That's what I'm trying to tell you, Q. We can hold the dude accountable if the women wasn't saying they got this shit and they don't need him. You feel what I'm saying? So once you say you don't need a man for nothing, you don't need him to be accountable for shit either. You feel what I'm saying?
So check this out. I agree with what you're saying, but the part that y'all are losing me at is what I'm talking about is the quality of these men. There is a certain quality of men that leave children and become baby daddies. That is what I'm saying. Men like husbands are husband material. Baby daddies are baby daddy material. When you see those viral,
I just said that. It's a lot of people who will laugh you out the door. You say you dated a drug dealer.
See those viral,
listen,
baby daddy things. These men fit a certain stereotype, whether that be what they look like physically, what they do with their jobs, or what they do with their lives. There is
definitely what they do with their lives, for sure.
That's inaccurate, because
no, it's not. No, the hell it is not. Right. No, it is not. I want to hear you explain why you think it is, because it ain't.
There are absolutely.
There are a lot of well-to-do men.
How deep of a conversation are you actually having with your friends who have good paying jobs that are single mothers? I'm curious, how deep of a conversation are you actually having with them, Cameron? Because even on that level.
First of all, I don't have to talk to any of y'all. I can see you. I can listen to you talk to other people, and I can see your damn baby daddy.
Even on that level, I'll be honest with you.
Hold on, Cam. Let her finish.
Yeah. Hold on.
You hold on.
We're waiting.
We're just look at everybody else and look at this.
Because the thing is that even when it comes, so backtrack to the very beginning of this whole conversation. When as soon as it got onto the subject of single mothers and the reason why there's terrible human beings in this world is because of single mothers, immediately my first thought was, you can have a child that has the same. That's why siblings are different. You can have the same child going through the same life experience, but the outcome can be different. They can choose whether to be a good human being or choose to be a bad human being, regardless of the situation and the dynamic. Look at yourself, case in point.
I hate when people talk like this, because when you say stuff like this, you try to act like parenting doesn't matter. If that's the case, if somebody can just choose, why parent at all? That means nothing that you do as a parent actually matters. Your kid can just grow up and choose.
Look at yourself, case in point. Growing up in a single parent household, and now here you are with a supportive husband who is helping you in the aspect of making sure that you get your degree, get your education, so that you don't have to be in that dynamic.
By doing the opposite of what I grew up seeing. My life is a reflection of what I saw.
Damn.
Most people don't do that. I can hear what she's saying. Y'all cutting each other off, but she said, I did the opposite of what I seen. She didn't do the Ebony K. Williams and became a single mom because her mom was. No, she did the opposite of what she's seen. She seen that it was some bullshit and like, yo, no, I'm never doing this. I'm straight. I'm not about to babysit my sisters and all this shit. Nope, straight.
Damn.
He was not
Listen, see, and you're still not that, and that's the part.
Yeah,
You're not
hold on,
willing
hold
to
on,
really
y'all,
listen.
hold on.
Hold on, Kwame.
Y'all gonna all have an opportunity to respond and get y'all shit off. Cam, you gotta let her talk and get it off. Go ahead, Kwame.
Thank you. So at the end of the day, when you say certain things like that, you have to be mindful of the whole entire dynamic, because even then, as you're saying it, because I'm over here completely understanding where you're coming from, because I've had those conversations with, I grew.
Okay, well, shut up then, please. I'm about to fast forward you. If you understand where she's coming from, why are you offering this pushback? That's what I'll be saying about these conversations. People need to grow up. Stop giving me, well, what about the, if you understand what she's saying, be quiet. You're just trying to argue.
Because I've had those conversations with, I grew up in a single parent, I mean, in a two-parent household. But I unfortunately am now a single parent.
Okay, so what then? What are you trying to say? Why are you arguing for something that you don't even relate to?
Fortunately, I'm now a single parent.
Oh, you answered the question.
To two boys.
Oh, because you're a single mom. Okay, I get it. Go ahead. Go off.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even then, I don't have, to a degree, I do not have that support system that provides me the soft motherly life to be able to be there on service to my children the way that I would love to. But you know what I do? I lean on my community. I lean on my friends. I cultivate a certain dynamic to make sure that my children are still.
What'd she just say? I heard what she said, but I'm trying to recall the words in my head without rewinding it. Did she just say that? I gotta rewind it. I was reading. I can't. I gotta go back. Cause I don't want to misquote her.
To a degree, I do not have that support system that provides me the soft motherly life to be able to be there on service to my children the way that I would love to. But you know what I do?
That right there says a lot about a lot when it comes to the world around us right now. It's the reason why I laugh at people when they think that my profile pic is Prince. She just said, I don't have the time to provide the soft mother life to be there with my kids. You want to know why she said that? Because not that part. Because she works. So it's a lot of people forced to slave them. They have to work. We have to do it. We all have to do it. I'm just saying. She works and she provides for her kids, but she doesn't have the time to actually raise them for real. That's why the third generation of fatherless kids looks how it looks. Because these kids, Loaded Luck said it. This is what happened when a father don't take the time. His daddy was out hustling. This is what he was trying to say. But the point is, this is where kids don't get the direction that they need.
You know what I do?
Because she don't got the time to do it, because she's too busy doing what society says is a mother other than her actually being one to the kids.
What I do, I lean on my community. I lean on my friends. I cultivate a certain dynamic to make sure that my children are still getting it exactly what it is, regardless of my dynamic of missing out on the father figure.
And that's actually smart. And I can't even be mad at her for doing that. At least she's smart enough to know to do that. I don't know how she does it, but the fact that she says she does it, I trust her. And that's smart to do.
You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, I do.
I at the end of the day, I feel like you can't speak on the dynamic of that part unless you're also in that. And you're not, I don't even feel like you're.
Yes, you can.
You're really being open to really. That's why I said, are you even talking to your friends about it?
Yes.
Like, are you even having those deeper conversations with your friends
Did you
about
hear
it? Because
it when I said I had multiple friends that were single moms and multiples of them that are good out of those ones that are single moms? Did you hear that part or did you miss that?
No, that's not what I said. I
will
did
miss
hear
that.
what you said. What I'm saying is, have you had a deeper conversation and really realizing and understanding that there's an emotional, mental dynamic that comes along with it?
Oh, I've lost friendships because of my point of view, because of these conversations.
Oh, I'm sure. I believe it.
Like,
I absolutely believe it.
Yeah, because people don't want to be accountable for their choices. They don't want to hear that shit that they're fucking up. Y'all want to be able to blame something on everybody else. You would rather have somebody fake around you than somebody real around you. So of course she lost friendships with people who didn't want to hear that they fucked up. They wanted to blame it on somebody else. They came to her to blame it on somebody. I've lost friendships like that. People that wanted to blame it on their narcissistic ex, and I talked to them about them, and we don't talk no more to each other. And we was friends.
Y'all have these mentalities and you don't understand because even you.
Why do you keep saying y'all?
Oh shit, you want
part of single.
Because you just put yourself in y'all and you're doing it. Y'all, baby mamas who talk like you. Y'all. She's talking about y'all. You know who she's talking about. You. Y'all.
You want
part of single.
Thank you, 2K.
You're a part
No,
of
no, no.
No,
I mean, in the dynamic of saying that I'm not open to understanding and listening to what you're saying, but it's not reciprocal. That's what I'm getting at.
What's not?
Of course, she's not reciprocating your foolishness. She's not supposed to.
Getting at.
I never will reciprocate some dumb shit in my life. That's just not even how my brain works. I don't even process it.
What's not being reciprocated? I'm confused.
Dumb shit that she's saying.
She wants you to be a victim, Cam.
Right.
Because I'm
No, absolutely not.
You're asking.
And 2K, I'm gonna need you to hush your mouth because at this point,
No, he said the right thing. He said she wants you to be a victim, Cam, because it's what a lot of people do on the internet, play the victim, and she wants you to play along with her victim card. He said the right thing.
at this point in time, like for real.
You got your husband right there.
Mind your wife, mind your wife, mind your daughters.
That's why he gone. Don't talk to me like that.
No, that's not why he's gone, sir.
Why? Because if I was the husband, all you would have heard was,
Oh my God.
everywhere.
Y'all listening to 2K.
Everywhere.
I know.
Leave me out of this.
2K, that is
Oh, we're trying to have a serious conversation.
weren't you right?
You said it first. Yes, I was. And here I am.
Okay.
I'm a product of that shit. That type of mentality.
No.
What mentality?
You mean Mr. I'm rich as fuck, got that nice ass house, that nice ass car, and all that nice ass shit. Single mother raised you horrible, huh? Fuck off.
Hey, first of all, I chose to get this shit. You go holler at my brother and sister. They ain't got the nice ass house with the nice ass shit. This my choice.
And that speaks up to the point where I just said that you.
And then that's why people got a problem with the shit that he's saying too, though.
Point where I just said that you can have children going through the same dynamic, but the outcome can be different.
But listen, I'm not giving my mama.
What's that got to do with everybody being in the same exact scenario, though?
Listen, I'm not giving my mama these problems. My mama was at work when I was out selling.
Who said that you had to though? Nobody said that you had to.
I'm not talking.
What we're coming down to is the point that you're sitting here making a blame on something. Like, come on now.
I ain't talking to no woman.
Can I go ahead?
He just proved her point and my point, what I said about not having the time. She talking about how he got a nice house and his mama raised him correctly, and he's talking about how he was selling dope. You see what I'm saying? It's a difference in what people consider being raised correctly or raising somebody correctly than what actually is doing it.
Can I go next, please, you guys? I want to say something.
No. Hold on, Trigger. I need you.
Can I respond first?
Hold on. I got you. I got you, Cam. Let me give Jazz.
Jazz been waiting.
Because Jazz has something to say. I want to come back to her, and then we gonna.
No, I mean, thank you. No, I appreciate that. In the hold on. I appreciate that. And the topic has kind of evolved, but you had said something, Kim, that was interesting to me. You said you would know what these guys look like deadbeat fathers look a certain way, they dress a certain way, and I'm just like, that's very.
They do.
Like that's very inaccurate because There are plenty of well-to-do men that appear to have their shit together with shitty character. And after
That ain't got nothing to do with being a fucked up baby daddy. Nope. It's not inaccurate. It's actually true. There is a connection between how y'all pick men collectively and how y'all results pan out collectively. And you can't tell me that there's not, because you'll just be being disingenuous. If you're all doing the same thing and getting the same results, won't you think that it's that?
after a baby is born, they dip out. So you can't frame it and make it seem like you should have known. No woman is out here actively.
Yep.
Woman is
Well,
out,
you know what? You shouldn't have known. But what you did was you shouldn't have done.
out here actively seeking deadbeat fathers. Just like a child can change a woman after she bears it, it can also change that man. There are plenty of good ass fathers in the hood right now. So you can't sit here and say there's a certain archetype of what a deadbeat father looks like when
Just because no. It doesn't have to be about being in the hood. It's about what he looks like.
when
And the fact that y'all don't understand what she's saying just goes to show, Jazz, that you'd look a deadbeat in the face and not see him.
it's about the character of that man when it boils down to it.
Exactly is what she's trying to tell you. You don't get it though. You just want it to sound the way you put it. That's exactly what she's saying to you. Yeah, it's about the character of that man. And you should see it. You stuck on the look for real. She said you should know who he is.
You know what I mean? It's about, is he going to be man enough to take care of the
Taking look too literal. You could see his character. You could see his character.
responsibility after he allowed himself to sit down and lay down with a woman who he isn't married to. And this even goes back to the conversation of men always blaming women. You have men that say, well, she let me nut in her. Sir, if you didn't want a baby with this woman, you are a grown adult. You could have easily put that condom on. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's not frame it as if women are just so stupid and they're not actively seeking good men. No,
You're not.
Nobody is not doing that now.
Because a good man's not going to get you pregnant until he marries you. That's the whole. I haven't said one word. One word.
Hold on, y'all listen. Nobody can hear nobody. Nobody can hear nobody when everybody's saying shit at the same time.
Yeah.
Y'all may not agree with Jazz, but she was respectful enough to let everybody get their shit off and wait her turn. Y'all got to give her the respect of being able to get her thoughts off. Go ahead, Jazz.
Thank you. But yeah, no, that's all I'm saying, because it's unfortunate because there's too much blame on the parent that stayed, and that's a big issue for me. Like,
it's too much blame on the parent that stayed because the parent that stayed has the most influence. And what you fail to realize and what people need to be talking about instead of having all the conversations that they're having is, what are they blaming them for? Don't say it's too much blame. Let's talk about the blame itself.
That's a big issue for me. Like,
because if I'm talking about somebody's graduating at a 5th grade reading level, how can I blame the parent that wasn't there to have them doing the homework, wasn't there to check their grades, wasn't there to help them read? How could I blame the other parent?
We got all this smoke for the single mom and they do this. And it's like, baby, there was a whole father involved in this and chose to walk out on his child. Where are the things?
All right. You want me to keep talking to him? Hey, invisible guy who walked out on this kid. You should have stayed. And the reason why you should have stayed is because you see how she's raising her. See, it's always going to come back to y'all anyway. So the reason why you should have stayed is because look what they're doing. A lot of them, not all of them. Some of them good, but her and the ones complaining, look what they're doing with the kids without your help. You should have stayed. I know, and they know too, that they were just a piece of pussy to you and to you, and they shouldn't even kept the kid, and they was just a one-night stand to you, and they don't know how to handle rejection. and you just finessed them out their coochie because they wanted to fuck with you because you had some cheese. I know that, and you know that, and they just kept the baby because it was a keep a nigga baby, some of it, and then there's that, and then some of them cheated, and you wasn't fucking with them. Some of them was a hoe, and the only reason why you got the coochie is because she was the thought, but you knew that, and then you messed around and got her pregnant, so you definitely wasn't going to stay around for that. So you should have just put a condom on like she said. Then, what other dudes? All right, and then the dudes who's in jail, that's the women's fault, but she was fucking with you because you was scamming and out here hustling. So you got some coochie, but now she's calling you a deadbeat, but you don't even, you're really just in prison, but she's calling you a deadbeat because she's just trying to say she's a single mom. And really, you're not even a deadbeat. You're just fucking locked up. She's the deadbeat. So, all right, what other men you want me to hold accountable for this shit? It's only so much we can say to these niggas. They're not active. Fuck. We can only hold them so accountable. Then it has to come back to the person who's literally with the kid every single day. When you want the credit, y'all always want the credit. My kid graduated, then my kids aren't in, and my kids turned out fine. Jobs, never been in trouble. Y'all always want the credit, but when this little piece of shit commits a robbery at 12, you want to say, well, the dad should have. No, the dad shouldn't have shit.
Where are the think pieces on those men? Where's the hit pieces on that? We got all
these. Gave you a think piece. You want me to talk about another dude? Who else? What other dude? The rich guy with the NBA type of niggas? Fuckboy NBA niggas? They're not even deadbeats. Y'all be getting them for their bag. Y'all file child support on them dudes. So I ain't saying nothing to them. So who else? When I think of another dude, we'll talk about him too. It's only so much we can say to these niggas. Then it's gonna be right back to y'all. So you want us to just keep having this conversation about men? We can. It's fun for me to talk about dudes. I like talking bad about men because they get on my nerves. So it's fun for me to do. But there's only so much we can say.
On that, we got all these titles and headlines in regards to single mothers and not actually also focusing on the single father. I'm sorry, the father that says, hey, you know what? If I don't want the kid, I could just leave, and it'll be normalized, and women will still want me. So it's like we got to have balance when it comes to these.
Well, actually change that because they don't focus on single fathers. Single fathers don't get any type of credit. People just act like, oh, you're supposed to. That's what you're supposed to do. When it's a dad by himself with the kid, you know what I'm saying? But it's different with the mom. Y'all are super fucking human when it's y'all. But when it's us, you know, whatever.
When it comes to these conversations.
Go off.
Luckily, you are one of, many people, because there are very good single mothers out here. You are a product of one. You are.
Sure. But the problem is the ones that aren't exist. And y'all want to talk about the ones that are very good when you need to be focusing on the ones that are fucking horrible, because that's going to end up being the next generation of dating market, because the ones that was horrible mothers 30 years ago raised the kids that y'all complain about now. I don't like them at all. So we have to talk about the moms, because if we don't, then we're going to end up talking about the kids as adults. But y'all just gonna then pose it as this person has mommy issues or daddy issues, right? Because their parent was a piece of shit, but they had people like you on the podcast saying that they wasn't. Okay, go ahead.
Of one, you are a product of a single mother who seemingly have raised you with respect. You have it going on, whatever, what have you. You're married.
I raised myself.
You know, okay. I understand that. What I'm saying is, what you went through, you grew through it. I don't think that it bears you any right to judge.
Right. She says she raised herself, meaning that she's traumatized. Like y'all trying to give her credit for her upbringing, and clearly she got a problem with her mama. Like it's just flat out facts. She said she didn't want to be like her. She said she raised herself. Like she don't respect the idea of being one of them. So stop trying to group her with y'all. Like in no way, shape, form, or fashion.
Went through, you grew through it. I don't think that it bears you any right to judge anybody else's story, because you don't know what happened to put them in that position. That's all.
We can't keep saying that, because we do know, because we can listen to people talk. We listen to people talk. So we do know. I know.
Position. That's all.
Go ahead, Cam.
I know exactly why some women ended up how they ended up. I know some women with a bunch of kids, and I know how they got all of them. I know some women with a bunch of kids, and I know their baby daddies. And I know that them niggas was a shit. And I know that they fucked with the dude because he just was a hustler dude, and they was a thought. So, like, what are we saying? I know these people in real life. In real life. Like, can't nobody tell me shit.
Okay.
I don't even hear.
So I just want to start by saying that I do, you know, I appreciate everybody sharing their stories and their points of view, because I do hear what you're saying. In saying that, just to start from the beginning of what you said, for the first part, you know, you did say, you know, that you know, grouping these men is wrong and that they don't have a certain, you know, prototype to them. But then you said that sometimes they may have shitty character or shitty.
Yes, they do.
Shitty attitudes. And so that was my point. A shitty.
And that's what I said. And I said that already. But now she's elaborating on what she said. This lady tried to talk all the way around what she said, but then said, these men have bad character. That's what the fuck she said. You should have known that. That's what she said. You would try to focus on looks. She said they look a certain way. But you try to focus on that when she was really telling you what she was telling you. You should know who they are when you see them.
Shitty character or a shitty attitude should be a red flag in a woman's head. That's
Thank you. So you try to nitpick her saying that they look a certain way, but then you said bad character. Well, you should see
that's not somebody that's worthy of being a father and somebody that should be procreated with. Now, I'm not going to dismiss that some men can manipulate women, or, you know, you may fall in love with a man, and that you know, that happens. I'm not naive to that fact, but I don't want to make it seem like we can't.
Yeah, men manipulate women, but y'all are manipulatable by the same type of people. It's only certain men who are able to womanize. Don't y'all get that? Y'all need to stop pissing me off. It's only certain dudes who can womanize. And y'all date those men. So therefore, we can't hold Future accountable. I've said this before. I'm gonna say it again. It's nothing I can say to Future. It's literally nothing I can say to that man. What? What you want? What you want me to say to Future? Nothing. I can't even think of the words. The fuck? So
we can't all as women be objective to the fact that there are some men, obviously, because not all men are baby daddies. There are some men that are portraying a certain thing, and if you're you know, being intentional and paying attention to certain things, they will show you, whether that be in their actions, how they treat you when they're upset. There are just certain things that they do that would let you know that this is not a good man. And that doesn't even mean being a good father. It would just show you that these characteristics of him maybe aren't just somebody that I need to be with and give myself to. Okay. Next part.
Well, here's the thing about it, Cameron. A lot of women either don't know those characteristics, or they're so toxic themselves that they're attracted to it.
Next part of that is, you also spoke about the fact that the men are leaving and that we're not blaming them. So when I have this point of view, my position is this way, because at the end of the day, when we get pregnant as women, we are the men have no rights when you're pregnant. You know what I'm saying? This is my body, my choice. That's what we said. So when you get pregnant, it's your body, your choice.
Y'all want to say my body, my choice all up in time. It's time to talk about a deadbeat. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's trying to say. It's my body, my choice all up until it's time to talk about a deadbeat that walked out on the kid. In that scenario, sometimes it happens way after the kid's born, all that shit. But for the ones who barely be even knowing their baby daddy, or when you're pregnant already, like, come on now. And I know everybody don't believe in abortion, but don't say my body, my choice then if you don't believe in abortion. If you don't believe in abortion, you believe that you the reason why Roe vs. Wade.
Your body, your choice. It's your decision. This new abortion thing is new. So prior to this, you could have had an abortion. You could have gotten your plan B. You make the decision for you because it's your life. You know what I'm saying? So if you choose to be a mother, I feel like this sentiment is taken the wrong way, because most mothers don't really they didn't really think about the severity and the actual longevity of the job of being a mom. I think it's more so grief and guilt at the fact that I've now had a child, now hindsight realizing what all it takes. That's all I'm saying. Because again, in saying these conversations, these men that I've never met a woman that I know, even again, friends that I know personally, when they speak about their baby daddies, they're not good. Like they literally would be like, oh, he's a great father, just not a good boyfriend. That's not a good father. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't have been a good father. He should never been given a child. So all I'm saying is we as women just need to understand how big of a gift a child.
Now I disagree with her. And that's just because she don't know no better. That's just because she don't know no better. So this is what you got to understand, Cameron. My relationship with my child has absolutely nothing to do with this woman in real time. Like, I don't have to have been a person that wanted to be with her to be a committed father. That makes no sense in that regard. So I get what you're trying to say, but at the end of the day, two things aren't mutual. Those aren't mutually connected. You don't have to be in a relationship with a woman to co-parent with her very well. That's not true what you just said. So you like how he treats her in a sense of a relationship may not be how he treats his kid. He might not be romantic. He might not want to go on dates. He might work too much or whatever the hell case. But that don't translate to the kid isn't affected by that at all. So, nope, disagree. And it'd be different stuff. Like, how do you know when they're talking about that, she might have cheated? Or just her attitude, period. He might not want to deal with her at all. So he don't gotta be no good boyfriend to be a good father. That's cap. So I don't agree, Cameron. But go off though. I like you.
How big of a gift a child is. And if you're going to give a man the gift of a child and go 50-50 on a whole human, that is something that we as women need to take more into consideration. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. If
you're absolutely right. The responsibility bears on both parties, though. It's not more so on this side and a little less on. No.
Both it actually is, though, because you getting pregnant. That's what she's trying to tell you. It literally is. This is what I be saying, like women pick and choose when they want to act like they're the ones. You could literally die. You hear me? You could literally die, Jazz, from having a baby. The man can't. 9 months of your life, 8 months, 7 months, however long time, you can literally pass away from having this child. It's dangerous for you, Jazz. And you're going to tell me it shouldn't lean more one way than the other when it comes to having the child? Okay, cool. All right. It should be more with the man? Or it should just be 50%, huh? It ain't. Not when it comes to having it. If we talking about raising it, totally different conversation. She's talking about getting pregnant. She's literally talking about getting pregnant right now. And you're going to come on and say, it shouldn't be a decision one way more or the other. You gonna get canceled, Jazz. You don't let the pro-choice women hear that. How could it not be more decision for either way? Don't let pro-choice women hear your body, your choice. But now it shouldn't be more decision either way. She's literally talking about getting pregnant. You might be talking about, Jazz. I'm gonna give you a little leeway. I'm gonna play it. You might be talking about raising a kid, and then I'm with you on that. But she was talking about getting pregnant. So hell no.
Less on no. Both of us, if we're coming together and we're having casual sex and we want to lay down, and I say I'm not ready for a child, I'm going to do everything in my power to prevent that. If I say wear a condom and you don't wear a condom, then we're not.
Well, see.
I say wear a condom and you don't wear a condom, then we're not having sex. If you're a grown and you say, hey, I want to just have casual sex, then you should always have condoms on deck. If a woman says, I don't want to do condoms, you should leave that room immediately. If you really are trying to.
Okay, cool. But why are you even saying all that if you're talking about getting pregnant? Obviously, the protection, it was something with that. So no, we're talking about getting pregnant. So don't even bring the condoms part up. Well, I guess she said prevent it. I get what she's saying. I get
you really are trying to avoid unwanted pregnancies. So I don't disagree with.
But the condom part has nothing to do with you having a getting pregnant.
Agree with.
What about then? Like you're all right, no condom or condom broke or whatever. Now you're pregnant. What are you gonna do about it?
Now, when it comes to the part about the character, I specifically said once the child is born, it can change the man just as much as
Oh, no. No. It be low character people who get women. They're already low character. They've been low character. They're low character people. Women date hustlers. Women literally date scammers. It's literally women who get online and confidently talk about their baby daddy being a deadbeat that's a drug dealer. What character did you think he actually had? Like, seriously. And I know drug dealers. They're my friends. And some of them don't have any character. But they're not even deadbeats. You know what I mean? So it's like weird. It's weird.
As much as it can change that woman. This is why women go through postpartum depression. This is why there's so many different things.
You're proving our point. You're talking about postpartum depression and all this stuff for women. Okay, so if you got postpartum depression, why would you say that it's not more of a decision for you one way or the other? Nope, it's more of a decision for you when it comes to getting pregnant.
Things. Having to bear the responsibility of another human being, you may think you got it going on, and that baby is there. It turns something else off on a lot of people, and they become something you never saw.
I get what you're saying, though, Jazz. You're not wrong, but you are being naive to how this situation really plays out. That's all I'm trying to tell you, Jazz. You're not wrong, but you're being naive to what really happens. You're talking about something that could happen, but you're not talking about what actually be happening.
And they become,
it's part of y'all selection process. And I mean all of y'all, because a lot of y'all are literally the same. Oh, I wanted dark. Like y'all talk about skin tone. What about a skin tone says father? Nothing. Y'all can't answer that question. But this is how y'all pick guys. Most of the things y'all pick men based off doesn't say father. Nothing, like none of it.
Something you never saw at first. So you can't really sit here and say, yo, you should have saw that.
The only quality that I hear y'all talk about that could potentially lead to good fathering is spending money. Because a person spend money on you, you feel like he'll spend money on the kid. And then that could potentially be good fathering. That's the only quality y'all got with dudes. Other shit, y'all don't be knowing niggas. Y'all don't know men.
You should have saw that those characters. No. It takes a lot of
Yes. What do you mean you shouldn't have saw character flaws? No. Yes, you should have saw character flaws. Yes, you should have saw them.
It takes life changes for you to really reveal what a person character is. So that's all I want to do.
That's a lie, Jazz. Oh, no. That's not a lie, Jazz. What I'm trying to tell you is some of these dudes be having 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8 kids, and the women knew he had a bunch of kids before she got pregnant. So I don't want to hear that, Jazz. It's baby mama number 3s online talking about these niggas ain't shit. Come on now.
So that's all I want to say. That.
Okay.
That was a good conversation. The whole point is this conversation has become like a, let me get me on there. It's not my choice. So yeah, this whole conversation online has become triggering for people because women, first of all, don't like to hear anything about somebody not wanting them. So, and then people are emotionally attached to their kids, so they don't like hearing that someone that they love is a problem, you know. But when there's elements to it, that's just from a dating perspective. But that's from a dating perspective, and when people think about themselves. That particular conversation, when we get to talking about blaming single moms and all of that, now we're talking about the results. And the problem, old girl broke it down. She literally said it about herself, but it's a problem for a lot of people. It's the fact that people don't be having the time. Like, some people's life schedule prevents them from actually being a parent for real. And they're there, but they're not actually parenting. Like, ever, for real. Like, people get up, they work, their kid go to school, you're not spending time with them there. Boom, you come home, you cook or whatever, maybe even if you even cook, but you cook, then a lot of people who work will go straight to their leisure out of work. Like, a lot of people's leisure time out of work isn't necessarily their kids. It's their shows that they like, or them on social media, or them watching whatever. So some people, that leisure time is just kids. But for a lot of people, their kids are ignoring them and they're ignoring their kids. And then you're going to repeat the cycle the next day of work. Now, when you get out, leave me alone, I'm watching my show. You know, and you there, you know, but are you actually parenting? So there's a lot of that happens in society, and people feel like activity or presence is actual, you know, parenting. You know, I had to check myself about that, like being more because my son lives with me. So it's easy to be like, what do you mean? I'm a dad, my son lives with me. But it's like, what do you be doing with him on a daily basis to where, like, is he just a tablet kid? Or is he, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because you're here don't mean you're there. And it's not like I'll be neglecting him or anything fucking like that, but I'm just saying in terms of making sure that I'm active and doing everything. You know what I'm saying? So there's that element of this whole conversation, and people don't be wanting to have this conversation because, like I said, it always comes off like an attack, or, you know, me dudes, like she said it. She said it. These dudes always blaming women. Yeah. But, and like I said, I already broke this shit down, but it's just a recap of everything. The reason why it comes across as blaming women is because a lot of this topic comes up when it's something that went wrong. It ain't just the fact of having kids. It's that, yo, these kids did something, like it's some evidence. Like, even like dudes, like, you want to talk about, women want to talk about holding these dudes accountable. Okay, the single parent raised dudes are dangerous. Like, these are the people who are overly emotional because they're not used to dealing with men or having them. They're not used to a male correction. So you can be in the wrong. Like, it's more likely that somebody who didn't have a dad in life will fly off the handle when they're the ones in the wrong over some shit, because they don't know how to be corrected by men. Like, that's the niggas that you can't tell to chill out, because a man can't tell them shit, because it'll be some "you ain't my dad" type of shit, even though that's obvious. But niggas, a lot of dudes who raised without no dad have that "you ain't my dad" logic about niggas, period. Like, any man, anytime a man telling them some shit they don't like, it's "you ain't my dad." But a guy that was raised with his dad, they know you ain't their fucking dad, but they're just used to hearing correction, so they'll hear it a little differently. You know? And this, I talk about this shit a lot, but I don't never be hearing nobody else really break this shit down this way. So it comes when, like, so that's why there's a lot of crime with dudes. The single parent, people quote these statistics, but they don't never put it together for real. Because it don't really be like it's a reason why people with single parent homes go to jail as much. It's not because the mom is trash. It's because it's only a part of correction that they had. And see, everybody think they're a disciplinarian because they whoop their kids. That shit gets on my nerves. It's certain people, everybody's not a disciplinarian just because they yell and shit. So some people can correct you and make sure you're doing the right thing with their correction. But some people just yell and whoop you and you get in trouble every day, but they're not really even putting you on the right path to what you're supposed to be doing. you know. So for men, since women say we don't talk about men, so for the men, it's always nobody can tell them shit. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody's gonna tell them shit, and they end up getting in trouble because if they're on that path of fucked up, because some dudes aren't. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes, because for the mother, it like a lot of women put their kids on the right path. So where he's just a regular kid, but for the ones that's like street raised or in the hood and get influenced by other boys into bullshit, this is how they go to jail, because can't nobody tell them shit, including you, because they always gonna buck at you to a certain extent, because a lot of moms, not all moms, but a lot of moms have that annoying type of shit talk aura about them. That a man, he's a man, he might be a son to you, but in his mind, a man, at a certain point, it's like, fuck that, I ain't listening to her. And then so it's like a rebelling against your shit talk, and then going out into the world that's not gonna bend or break for him at all. And dudes be thinking they slick. See, whoopings too helped a lot of people think that they slick, because a lot of people who got whoopings still was bad as fuck. So all they did was learn how to avoid doing stuff, avoid the whooping. You don't stop doing the stuff that'll get you. Well, some people do. Some people do. But a lot of kids didn't stop doing the stuff that would get them a whooping. They just got slicker with the shit, you know? And so that gives you a criminal mind, think you slick, go out and doing shit, and then you go your ass to jail. And that's that for the dudes, you know? And then, but like I said, for some reason, they tend to have smarter mouths, want to be disrespectful. They're quicker to want to call you out your name in a conversation, when of a regular conversation, and then they just go straight to the calling you out your name shit. That's a telltale sign that this dude don't talk to men a lot. So that shit gets on my nerves. Like, I hate that shit. So for dudes, that's really what it be. And then we ain't even gonna talk about none of the zest shit. We ain't even gonna do that. We ain't gotta go there. I'm not even going there. Fuck it. I don't care. But there's that. You know what I'm saying? But no, we is gonna talk about it to a certain extent. We ain't gonna go all the way in with the zest. But a lot of boys follow their father's footsteps in terms of like how to be as a person, what to do. And then so some boys adopt these feminine characteristics and they start to act girly. And then some women will correct that in their sons. Like, yo, boys don't do it. Like, some women are the women that will be like, boys don't do that. Men, such and such and such and such. But then some women will let their boys do the stuff, and then they become girly. And I ain't even talking about gay dudes. I'm talking about like feminine dudes. Like, that just do feminine ass shit. But it's because they never had a masculine role model to follow. You know? And for the women, it's way more simple. They never had a man voice of correction. It's the same thing, but it leads to y'all's problems and issues. Women who was raised without a dad never had a male voice of correction. It's important for women because y'all have smart ass mouths. Y'all always want to say what you think, like the way y'all respond. You need a male voice of correction. So some of y'all never had a man tell you shut up, that you had to do it. Be quiet. So, because y'all won't do that. And that's the reason why y'all have these conversations. Submit and all this shit. Don't make me pull up a video of the police to prove my point. I will download a police video so fast. That's my point, though. So, like a lot of women, when you get that male voice of correction, it's like a man, you never had it. So a man can't tell you shit. So now you argue and think you tough and all of this shit. So it's like, so, and then women who are raised with dads are generally more respectful of men, period, because they had to be, or because they grew up around one that they did at least. You know, some dads was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all know that. But I'm talking about for the women who had good dads, right? Or even decent dads. So they grow up without this male voice around them. So it turns into, man can't tell you shit. And then because a lot of times y'all don't meet men who don't have intentions for you. This is why a lot of women so badly want to have male friends and shit. Because you never had the man that didn't have intentions for you. So, and a lot of women grow up with that. So it's like they understand respecting men, loving men, liking men, damn it, you know. And so with women like Ebony K. Williams, she never had a man she respected in her home. So it built her character to not respect men. So when she got around them, it came across the way it came across. And there's a lot of women like that. And it came from them not having men in their lives. So there's also the daddy issue shit and all of that, but I would need a woman to explain it further. But what I know about women raised a single parent is 100% the male voice of correction does a lot for a woman. It does a lot. Even if for like a friend or a boyfriend or whoever, just someone who can correct you as a woman, like chill out, you're wrong. No, don't do that. Don't say that. Relax. Like women they want that in men. That's why they talk about it so much. Oh, these men should be leaders. These men not leaders. They want men to do that shit. You know? And this is why they be saying, oh, I'll submit to the right guy. They'll submit to the wrong guy if he'll just make them feel comfortable. That's why old girl was saying what she was saying about the character. But the point that I'm trying to make is they want to do it. So women to get online like they tough. Oh, I don't need nothing. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't this, I ain't that. Yeah, right. You are. You want to.